All right, we are back on the Andre Duke. Got Richie joining me. Sorry for the late start, everybody. When you're a two-man band, there's only so much you can do. We started off with if you could do us the biggest favor and hit that like and subscribe button. Also, turn on the bell notifications. Thought I would remind everybody of that. So I guess we got the college football awards going on. I know everybody doesn't give a rat's ass about that because of what's on the thumbnail. I guess we'll get into it. What was it? Wednesday, news started breaking about Sherrone Moore being fired. We'll try to go through the timeline of events the best we can. Sherrone Moore fired. And then it escalates 2 hours later. He's fired for cause. And then it escalates into he is detained by police. And then he subsequently spends a couple nights in jail. And then also, I know this is going to, as soon as I mention the name, it's going to spark tons of stuff. Justin Spiro is been in contact with women. Him and Jeff Nadeau from the Sit Down podcast held a space last night on their Twitter feed about some conflicting reports. Spiro putting some stuff out there. This situation has escalated into some people I've seen have made fun of this. I look at this and I think to myself, this is not good for anybody into it. There's some other news that we're going to cover over on this as well. But Rich, I know that you have looked at, Twitter. You've seen what has transpired. What is your take on this?
It feels like I'm living in the Twilight Zone with what, all the events that had transpired leading up to this point. It's very eye-opening, to say the least. We'll have to wait and see what happens at his trial. I mean, we don't know what's what. Yeah, it's a bad situation for all.
I don't know where the bottom falls out is. I have not seen anything. It's terrible. We get a better coach, Dave's here says. I'm just curious on where this whole thing stops, because I'm assuming Ward Manuel's going to be out, right?
I thought he was going to I thought I saw he was fired today. But I don't know. Like I said, that's just something I saw on Twitter throughout the day. Don't quote me on it.
Yeah, I don't think Ward's been fired yet, but also firing a state employee is not easy, to say the least.
You really have to screw up to get fired as a state employee, like really, really, really screw up. So
does this constitute as screwing up majorly?
I'd say royally.
This is not, with everything documented, it's he isn't getting fired. Dave's here says. I don't know. I just don't know who's going to get left holding the bag on this one. Obviously, the staffer has been out on who it was. I don't know. I don't know where it stops. Where does the whole thing stop? There's got to be a tipping off point. And now I've seen the pivot from the propagandists that are saying, well, he's a former employee. It doesn't matter what happened after that. Well, breaking into somebody's house and
holding them at
knife point.
Yeah, committing. I mean, that's home invasion and kidnapping, and I don't know what else. What else the other charge would be? It's not good. It's bad, very bad. Yeah, I just never thought this would transpire within the last 48 hours, with him getting with what all the events that led to this.
The arrest is the big problem, in my opinion. So Dave's here says, so they get rid of the guy until he gets past Spygate. Somebody set him up. Well, the thing of it is that the reporting that's going on out there, there's context to it. I think this all stems from Matt Weiss. I think when the feds showed up at Michigan and started looking through stuff, that's what tipped off the NCAA, the university. Did you read the charges? He held a butter knife to his own neck. I think the absolute downfall on this is, as I'm looking at it, it said he was arrested on felony home evasion, stalking, breaking and entering. I think that in Michigan it's a level 3. I don't know how their penal system works. They showed him sitting in the jumpsuit when he went before the judge, so I don't know. This is a messy situation. Also, I look at it as is that not only did he ruin his own life, the lives of his family, his immediate family, the kids, and the who knows what. I would assume it's probably shortly to be his ex-wife, and she's going to take every penny.
Yep, clean them dry.
And I think that, when it comes to this Michigan man thing, I think that they need a real look in the mirror. I think that, Portnoy is super successful in the propaganda that he spews. I feel like he's playing a character.
Yeah.
Because I think it's a character on real life opposed to what he is in real life. I am sure all of the people for years that they wanted to crucify, and I'm not sticking up for Ohio State here. They wanted to crucify Jim Tressel over what is now legal. And the problem you have is that not only was she his personal assistant, she got a $40,000 raise.
As a state employee.
As a state employee, and okay, 50% of the relationship involved one partner or the other's cheating. His actions are as his man, but it wasn't then. I look at it and I feel like, Jeremiah Love won the Doak Walker Award. I feel like, you reach a certain pinnacle in this. Now the Michigan job's open. That's, and I say this is probably the last day we'll do a full-on segment or a show on this. I feel like, the news cycle, it'll die down. Sherrone Moore will go down he went down in a blaze of flames. And from some of the things that I heard in that space last night, are alarming on the university's part. Stuff that some people that it's all hearsay speculation. Um, he'll probably try to sue us over this, but um, the allegedly the players on the team knew this was going on. You had stuff from them being at the office late, reports, some of it by Spiro, some by others, that this was the worst kept secret. I think Chris Ballas put that on his message board. Um, uh, just the whole charade that they're doing up there in the media is a joke. You have Greg Suggs arrested on DUI. You have Denard Robinson arrested on DUI. And, people wanted to point at, a lot of the things that have transpired up there. I think it's a whole culture of things. And I think that it not only affects his life, but it affects everybody else in that football building. You have assistant coaches, you have Wink Martindale, Tony Alford. You can just read down the list, and that's who this affects because of a selfish act.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the blame is also on the girl as well.
Yeah, it takes two to tango. It takes two to tango.
Yes. So I don't think we were hiding anything there. I would say that it's subsequently ruined her life too, and her dad is a scout for the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, I heard he was he had some pull per se. I don't know for sure. Like that is the first time me hearing about that.
But
him being a scout at the Bears.
But at the end of the day, Rich, I mean, you can't conduct your football program this way.
No.
And I don't
either you coach it or allow it. Somebody would say.
Yeah, JB. I think that you have the folks out there, and then I guess Michigan allegedly put out a text. One of those things that it's very very bizarre. As I'm seeing Dave Biddle posted something. The OnlyFans model has been very active on social media about posting, and she posted that he hit her up as soon as he got out of jail, blasting her about outing him.
Whoa.
Her post is a picture of her, and it says, "He is really pissed at me. I'm not even the one that broke the story. The New York Post is." So there you have it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know where he goes from here. I mean, obviously, trying to find a job is going to be the least of his worries. There's a ton of that stuff going on out there. I don't know what exactly the legal Michigan system's going to do with them. I would assume that they will delay, try to get out of the news cycle as soon as possible, to where that this is a footnote.
Yeah.
But also on the other side of this, you have things. I mean, this screams Bobby Petrino. Now, Bobby Petrino didn't go that far, but at the end of the day, he had the motorcycle accident. You have the Hugh Freeze incident at Ole Miss, which that was a whole nother issue as well. I think that as this sits, we're to the point of no return for Sherrone Moore on this one. Now, could he quietly go take a D2 job or take a job at a small college, coach an offensive line? I don't know. It's going to be in people are going to get mad when I say this, but if you're a pretty good football coach, they will put up with a lot of angst.
They will.
And that's the other part of it. I'm sure there's going to be some people that will be pissed if he gets hired. The cancel culture vultures will be out. I'm not here for the prosecution of Sherrone Moore, but pivoting forward, away from that, where do you think Michigan goes? DeBoer's name has came up in all kinds of reports. He's getting ready for a playoff game. Do you think that DeBoer decides to leave Alabama to go to Michigan?
He might. Following Saban, those are pretty big shoes to fill, Duke. And down there in Tuscaloosa, they expect to win every single game, competing for a natty. I wouldn't be shocked if he were taken. I also heard somebody else out of Minnesota is a leading candidate too.
Ooh, row your boat. I'm sure the Michigan folks would love that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I had to pick. I don't see how Brian Kelly isn't on their list.
Yeah, I'm not. I wouldn't be shocked either if they would bring him in for an interview.
Because the thing
after the dust settles after all this,
I've seen some reports that they were saying that that they would like to hire a coach by January 2nd, right after the new year. I think that
3 weeks away.
Yeah, that would give them enough time to conduct a search and do all of that. I'm watching a news station and it is prime news hour, and you know what the leading story is right now on the news? Sherrone Moore. So, but also I'm not a mental health expert, but people can mask it however they want. I think that the Sherrone Moore is going to go in the box with Lane Kiffin and Notre Dame not making the playoffs. It's going to go into that box. We just bury it. And that's that. I would say Brian Kelly, DeBoer, and PJ Fleck, I would say are probably the leaders in the clubhouse for this job. Because January 2nd is that. Go ahead, Rich. I'll take you out. January 2nd is the leader is kind of the drop dead date. That's when the portal opens. They have to come up with an announcement quick to try to stabilize the program, in my opinion. I don't know what exactly they're going to do when it comes to that. But they got to do something to stabilize this program and keep it going forward. I don't know if that means, but they got to hire the right guy. I don't know if they'll hold, if Biff Poggi has an outside shot at it, maybe. It seems like the kids in the program like him, but I think we'll find out everything we need to know as soon as that portal opens. That's the big thing with Michigan at the moment. They got to stabilize the program, find out who's coming through the door, and I guess we'll see. We'll see where it shakes out. Also, if you're new to the program, do us the biggest favor, hit that like and subscribe button. That helps us a ton. Going forward, we're going to have playoff watch parties, so we'll have that. And so there is that. Rich, you ready to be added back? Guess not. There's that. Just let me know, Rich. So there's that. Also, some other news out there on the Notre Dame front. Yahoo Sports reported after people found out about Notre Dame's MOU, they have this is the post. Yahoo Sports reports, after learning of Notre Dame's memorandum of understanding that grants the Irish preferential playoff access starting next year, athletic directors in other leagues are threatening to freeze out Notre Dame on future schedules, per Dan Wolken.
Oof.
So I don't know how that's going to shake out, but I think what I think is going to happen, I think the SEC is going to play ball with Notre Dame. That's just purely what I think. There's no bones about it. So that's kind of where I'm at. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think that's fair?
With them going with the SEC playing ball with Notre Dame?
Yeah.
To let them get in the playoffs, I wouldn't be shocked if the Big Ten makes a call.
I don't think Notre Dame will ever join the Big Ten.
See, I personally think they should. I mean, they're big in the Midwest. It'd be another big name brand in the conference. You'd have a lot of draw nationwide. They have a big followings, close to that, or maybe more than Ohio State and Michigan. And I mean, I'd like to see it. SEC. I mean, for me, geographically, it doesn't make sense, but I see why they would do it, so they can ensure themselves in the playoffs. Because if conferences start freezing Notre Dame out, they're going to be filling their schedule with MAC schools and Sun Belt teams and Mountain West, like the Group of 5 teams. They're not going to be really be able to schedule somebody that's a high caliber team.
Right. But I don't know. There's a lot to digest in that whole thing, but we'll have to see how it shakes out going forward. Also, there is a lot of people outraged that Texas A&M did not get the night game on Saturday, but also there's NFL games as well. Why wouldn't you just put your best game in the early hour with no competition? You just eat it on that day and you move forward because gotcha. You eat it on that day and you just let the chips ride where they may, to be honest. Because JMU, Oregon, is it going to do outstanding TV numbers? I bet you could put Tulane, Ole Miss in the Oregon JMU game. It probably won't do the number that A&M is going to do.
Correct.
So you got one good matchup and 2 stinkers.
I mean, what does that tell? I mean, what's the bottom line with playing those games?
And I'm not even trying to be funny and making fun of the Group of 5.
No. I mean,
kind of is what it is.
Talented, but I mean, if it's
that's what that is. And then the Troy Aikman thing.
Tough. I don't blame him there.
I don't. With the NIL. The NIL thing, that's just kind of what it is. And then you can't be shocked when these kids leave. Also, you got to remember they fired their coach too, remember Deshaun Foster got fired in week 3, so that's kind of where I'm at on it. And then also going on, they have the I think it's the 2-night series of Taylor Swift is on tonight. I figured you'd be tuning into that as well.
Yeah, dude, I've been waiting all week for it, man.
Yeah, I can hear your enthusiasm.
Oh man, I just love Taylor Swift.
Sam, what's his name? Sam Levette.
Yeah.
Is he got tons of praise with Kenny Dillingham. Kenny Dillingham was kind of like, he'll be successful anywhere he goes. So there's kind of that. Also, like I predicted, Chip Kelly interviewed for the Georgia Tech offensive coordinator position. Now, I'm not throwing some shade at Joe here, but I was like, I told you, Joe, he's not going to be a head coach again. He don't want to deal with it.
You don't want to deal with it now.
And I guess we'll round it out and we'll get everybody out of here on this Friday night with Jerry Neuheisel doesn't get retained at UCLA under Bob Chesney. I think that if you're taking over the program, I get it. The kids like him. It's not a popular move, but you have to establish culture. I think you're not going to see a lot of the kids that were at UCLA this time last year or this time this year will be there next year.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of turnover, I think, at UCLA. The new coach is going to want to bring in his own guys.
Yeah,
that he knows in the industry. So I mean, that to me, that's kind of expected. Now where Neuheisel will land, I mean, there's a OC job somewhere in 2 hours away from me.
Yeah, I don't know if Day will bring him in.
Yeah,
it's very, very interesting. Also, in some other news, real quick, Pat McAfee is saying that Fernando Mendoza screams Heisman and #1 overall pick. Guess we'll see how that shakes out.
Yeah, I wonder who has right now. Who has the #1 pick, dude? Let me look something up here. I'm a big draft guy, dude.
So what it will be the 2026. Mendoza is the betting favorite. It says the Giants, and CBS has Arvell Reese mocked as the #1 overall pick. Mendoza 2 going to the Raiders. Carnell Tate to Tennessee. Dante Moore to the Browns. Peter Woods to the Saints.
Bleacher was it Bleacher Nation?
Bleacher Report.
Yeah. No, it's Bleacher Nation. I just Googled 2026 mock. They're saying, the Jets have the #1 pick. They're projecting the Cardinals to trade up to get Mendoza at 1.
Do you do that? That's the question.
Yeah, and they're going to move on from Gannon.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, even though I'm not the biggest NFL draft guy, but oh man, there is more stuff coming out on Sherrone Moore.
Is there?
Oh yeah. He was a oh wow, he left her tickets to the Natty.
The plot thickens.
So I don't know where this whole thing's going to shake out, but it's going to be.
Yeah, it's
this is not going to go away quickly. Oh, wow.
What I think, I mean, just with my area and working in the criminal justice system, I know he's a first-time offender. He'll probably get probation. Now that's just my speculation. Um, we'll see what the judge has. The judge has the ultimate say when the state brings their facts and the defense argues their case. We'll see how that all shakes out when it goes to trial, if it goes to trial.
Yeah, I would say don't go to trial.
Yeah.
So I guess kind of what do we have here? Message board genius. I always like this. This will be the kicker. They are, I guess they're pushing the Dillingham. Michigan message boards are pushing Dillingham. Don't know how that's going to work out for him. I don't think Kenny goes anywhere, but I guess at this juncture, it is Friday night, Rich. We've gone for about 31 minutes. I guess we could kind of end it there, and I'll be back Monday. Probably. No, I won't be back Monday.
No. You got something going on this weekend, Duke.
Yeah, I'll be at the Steelers game, Monday Night Football. Be traveling Tuesday, depending on what time I get back on Tuesday. We might run it and try might run it late on Tuesday night. I'm sure Rich won't be available, but I might run a late call-in show to sum up the weekend to get everybody pumped up for the college football playoffs that will be kicking off. So there is that. But Rich, you got anything else?
It to me, last year with the 12 team playoff last year, it's just crazy to me just how fast the season has gone, Duke.
Mm-hmm.
I remember last year at this time, with the playoffs starting, we were seeing all these matchups being held on campus. It's another history in the making. I'm going to be watching all the games Saturday. Yep. I plan on not doing anything. Plan on hopefully getting all of our Christmas shopping done this weekend, maybe early next week, so I can plop my ass on the couch and just not be bothered and watch the games and see who's going to be playing who, advancing in the next round.
The plan is to live stream all the games as of right now, but also if you're new here, do us the biggest favor, hit that like and subscribe button. And with that being said, everybody have a good night. We will talk to you Tuesday night.
Have a great night, everybody, and a great weekend.
Yep.